So one of the reasons we haven't been driving the Subaru Legacy since we got the Caprice is because the brake master cylinder is bad in this. While driving it around, the pedal goes pretty much straight to the floor, and then once it's on the floor is when you start getting a little bit of brake pressure. The system's been bled, it's not losing fluid, nothing like that, so we know that it's not building pressure in the master cylinder. So we're going to go ahead and swap this master cylinder out with a new one. Okay, so now taking off the master cylinder, the first thing we need to do is disconnect the brake booster vacuum line, just again to get it out of the way. The two actual brake lines right here, one there and one there, and then this has a sensor for the reservoir so you know when it's low. So we're just going to disconnect this plug right back here as well. Here's wires. Simple little plug. There's a brake master cylinder. We'll bring it over to the bench and just swap out this reservoir on the bench. Okay, so we got the old master cylinder and reservoir right here, and this is our Cardone replacement off. We just ordered off Amazon. I always order off this stuff off Amazon. It's just easier. Guess these are some sort of bleeder ports. Wasn't so bad. Try and clean this up best we can. There's a lot of like deposits and sediment in the bottom of this, so I think we're going to spray it out real quick with some brake clean and we'll be right back. Okay, so we took the brake clean, sprayed this all out. Looks much better now. Still a little grimy, but at least we're not getting covered in brake fluid. That's like the worst. It's about as bad as transmission fluid, but it's pretty straightforward. Going back together, pops right back together. The one screw to hold them all. Not super tight. That's it. That's what we'll do here. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of pre-fill this up here. And we're just using Valvoline .3 and 4 brake fluid, basic stuff. this should gravity bleed a little bit. Uh-oh. Except we're coming out the wrong spot. We're coming out right here, which we should not be doing. There we go, now we're coming out the actual. I don't know if we're still coming out here. Oh yeah, it is. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so sometimes this is a problem. Not even getting stuff online, but with non-factory replacement parts. Now, I don't know if you can see this on camera, but basically this opening on both of them is much bigger than these. I don't know if maybe it's a for like a newer Legacy, maybe has the bigger openings, or like the Imprezas or something, but that should be a relatively easy fix. We'll just swap these over. Now usually I don't like using old seals, but in this case it might not even be possible to get new ones of these, so we're gonna do what we gotta do. There we go. Okay, put the screw back in. And try again. Maybe we'll put a little bit less fluid in here this time. Okay. It's cool. So we got fluid coming out the fittings and not out of these. So that is very good. Master cylinder's changed and it's doing much better now. Probably still needs to be bled a little bit better, but for the most part, it works pretty good. So that's good. So before we tear into this thing really good, let's have a little fun with it. Subaru's all fixed up. I got the, the brake master cylinder is all taken care of. It works good. You saw us out bombing around in that. So now we have a different problem with the Kayla Subaru here. I wasn't going to film the whole thing. It was going to be pretty boring because it wasn't like anything definite that I really knew what it was. But so the first thing I checked was these vacuum lines here. And this is the one that goes from the turbo. This is the turbo side. And then this is the wastegate side. So turbo, wastegate, and then this little T right here goes off to the boost control solenoid, the factory one. And when I was taking it off, I don't know if this is a definite fix yet, but when I was taking it off, this part actually, this actually came apart right here. So I don't know if this is going to show up on the camera very well. I might take some close-up shots once I get it open. But the inside of this is completely it's completely trashed. So again, oh yeah, that's actually, it was all like dry rotted in there and like falling apart basically. So that's what's left of the rubber hose right here on this part, and then it's gonna be the same thing on this one, probably. Couldn't get these hoses off normally, so I actually ended up just replacing the hoses and the T, both of them. There we go. The T's probably still gonna be good though. Oh, there's something. So this part of the hose also has this restrictor in there, right here. Don't know if that's really important. Oh, I didn't even see this before. I don't know if I did that pulling it out or what, but that's broke. That was broken, cracked, whatever. And it's actually bubbled out a little bit. So I don't know if maybe that got blown apart, open by the turbo, or what happened here. Okay, so for the most part, the rest of the hose looks pretty good, except for this side where it connected to the turbo, the compressor housing. We're gonna get this cut open here. Yeah, so again, I don't know if it's really gonna show up, but basically what my thumb right here is covering is a good rubber, and then all of this is just messed up, hard, rotted rubber, all cracked apart. So yeah, hopefully we don't need this little restrictor in there. I don't see why we would, but if we have a problem, we can throw that in there. It's not a big deal. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This 05 Legacy is starting to frustrate me with some stuff, but at least the misfires are fixed. Hopefully this is fixed. I went out and thrashed it after I replaced everything and couldn't get it to overboost again, so we shall see. So thanks for watching this episode of Will's Builds, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the little Subaru stuff on the 92 and now the 05. This was kind of last minute. I figured I'd just throw it into this video instead of making its own, but hopefully once everything is good with the 05, we're going to pull the 92 up and we're going to start tearing that apart and getting it ready for the dual overhead cam swap. It's going to have a different intake, all that stuff. So we'll go into that further whenever we start tearing into it. But for now, thanks for watching. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit a goal this year we're gonna try and hit 100 subscribers this year. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I mean, still early in the year, but I'm gonna try and keep consistent with my every 2-week videos. Even though school is starting again, or just started actually. So yeah, if you guys could subscribe, that would be awesome. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, just keep building.